everyone, welcome back to Game Fishing Ireland. Christmas is drawing near. I've been tying a few sea trout patterns. Hopefully you can see them there. Not quite finished. There's one or two loughs that I've done videos on lately. So there's one coming up called the black-hackled Irishman, a conva telephone fly, but the rest here are all sea trout patterns. So I did one recently, this cracking fly, a widgeon blue and silver, take on the teal blue and silver using widgeon, and along those lines I did some teal wing patterns just to show people how I do my teal wing patterns as well. So there's a hothead teal blue and silver there. We've got a really nice Peter Ross pattern there that's just been using a hothead. Here's one with the standard black head on it. So I'll do a YouTube video on the Peter Ross, and this one which I've always called the Blue Peter, which is basically a Peter Ross with a blue hackle. This one here, really good, all around fly for trout. It's the Peter Ross. So I'll tie a Peter Ross and I'll tie the blue hackle Peter Ross. Make a falling mill heavy wet size 10. Put it into the vise here. So got some semperfli classic waxed in 6/0. Just start behind the eye, just run that down. And just before you get to the end of the hook, just trim that off. And then keep going until you get to the end, before the bend if you like, or in line with the barb, whichever description you prefer. And for the tail, I'm going to use some dyed orange golden pheasant tippet. Pull off a slimish bunch, maybe like 7 or 8 fibers or so, and catch it in. That'll be slightly shorter than the length of the shank. You can go the length of the shank. Just personally on sea trout patterns, I don't like the tails too long. Just think it encourages short takes. Just keep it on top there and come up to about maybe 2 mil behind the eye, and on the way back down catch in your rib, which is this stuff, semperfli silver wire in 0.2 millimeter. There's a piece here somewhere I cut off, so I'll use this up. Just catch that in, keep it underneath as you go, and trap it down all the ways until you get to the end of your tying thread. Maybe one more turn, and just push it into the spring here out of my way. I'm going to bring my thread forward to about halfway up the body, not necessarily halfway up the shank because the body's finishing here, so about halfway up the body. I'm going to grab some holographic silver in medium. This is the semperfli holographic silver, so I think it's a 0.8 mil. And I'm going to catch that in. So I'm going to get my hackle pliers here. I have here one. I'm just going to keep that hanging down out of my way. Put it in front of the thread. Keep it hanging down there. Then I'm going to lacquer it. For this one I'm going to use it's a fly box one called Rock Hard lacquer. And it comes with a brush, but I don't want to put too much on the shank. The brushes are quite quite big in the bottle, so I'm just getting a little bit on my bodkin here. Put the bodkin out of the way for a second, and I'm just going to wrap this holographic silver down. So take it out of the hackle pliers there, just wrap that down the body. Now normally with that fly box lacquer, what happens is as you squeeze down with the wraps, it kind of comes through any gaps that are there, so I won't have to coat it usually a second time. I'll just have to give it another rub of the bodkin. Okay, and trap that in, 2 turns behind, 2 turns in front, your scissors, keep your thread out of the way, and snip off. Right, I'm going to come forward then and leave a small bit of space for a wing and a hackle there, and I'm going to get some holographic red. Actually, I have a piece cut off again, it's in the medium. And catch that in. Get my bodkin, another tiny bit of lacquer, just put a drop there. Now you don't have to worry too much about if you feel you don't have enough room. If you want more red, because you can always go over the silver, it should be about half and half here, so not too bad. And come back up. That lacquer was handy there, kept it stuck. Right, so drop that down, put it back, trim it off, and we're just going to bring our wire rib. As I say, if I was using a thinner lacquer, I might have to coat this again, but there shouldn't be any need with this fly box one. So bring it up, rib, and catch that in underneath, and trim it off. There's different ways you can finish this off. Then you can put the hackle in front or behind the wing. I generally like to put the hackle on first and then the wing. It's just the style I like, but you can tie the wing on first and then the hackle. The style I like to tie them. So just natural black, and it's not a dyed black, it has a kind of a bit of a shine to it. Hopefully you can see it there. Strip off your fluff, and you want longish fibres just to sweep back. Just prepare your feather, so 2.5 turns should be plenty. So I've prepared it there, and I'm just going to catch it in. Couple of turns, and just make sure it's secure. It seems to be fine. Trim it off. Get your hackle pliers, and use my smaller one because these hen feathers can be a bit soft. Just catch it in near the tip, and then, as I say, we're looking for maybe two turns anyway. Get that first turn on, then as you go you can just moisten your fingers a tiny bit and just give it a little fold. Just try and keep it off. That lacquer doesn't dry as fast as the other one. You'd often see me using the Tommy fly one. So you get, say, 3 turns on it there. And give it 2 in front. Trim off your hackle. Like so. And as I said, just moisten your fingers Just sweep it back gently there. Make sure your lacquer is starting to dry at this stage. You don't want the lacquer all sticking to the lacquer. So just get that into shape. It's not too bad. Then you get a nice teal feather. There's one here that doesn't look too bad. Nice nice markings on it anyway. So I'm going to just strip away all this fluffy stuff. Now you can get a larger feather and you can roll it in like you would with bronze mallard. I'm going to tie this in the way I used to always tie them in. So I'm going to come back here. So it's about the length I want, and it's about twice the width. Once you have it folded, just moisten it. Okay, and then just line it up to roughly close to the tip of the tail is where I like to catch them in. When you're changing hands there, make sure you keep that pinch on it. Then do your normal pinch and loop to tie it in. And there's your wing. You can see. And trim it off. So that sit down a little bit more now once I start building up the head on the fly. Just hold it in position so that make sure that nothing moves. When you're happy with your wing, try and keep it held in position. Build up the head of your fly like so. You see the wing has dropped down a tiny bit. You can see that it, hopefully from your side it looks nice anyway. It looks nice on my side. Get your whip finish too. Now this is a pre-waxed thread. If you wanted, you could add a bit of wax for a bit more grip there. I often say it's no harm. So 2, 3, and presto, just a drop. Just drop it on the head.